All right, there we are. Hey, everybody. Welcome to another fantastic day to go racing. Tonight, we're here at Atlanta, Road Atlanta. Thank you. And we've got the GT3 cars out. Tonight, we're going to be seeing some of the best drivers in the business. 18 of them out on track tonight. In the GT3 cars, we're going to be seeing a great mix of cars. Porsches, Lamborghinis, Ferraris, Mercedes, BMWs. Well, Jay, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing just fantastic. I mean, we're here ready to watch some GT3 racing here at Road Atlanta. Second race on the Formula Touring schedule this season. We saw a great race 2 Sundays ago at Indianapolis with James Pierce taking the victory. Pretty convincing fashion. We saw some great midfield battles, and I don't expect anything different here today at this very challenging racetrack. Extremely talented racers, the best iRacers of business. I'm ready for tonight. I'm excited. This is going to be some fun racing. Everybody at home, get ready. You're going to see some of the top-notch racing on iRacing here tonight.
Absolutely. We're going to be watching some very tricky sections throughout this track. The start of this race is going to be one to look out for because not only do we have some infamous corners up ahead in turns 3 and 5, but also the infamous downhill section as well. That being said, let's go straight into our race info and everything that's going on tonight. So again, we're at Road Atlanta with the Formula Touring Series for the Nexus Sim Racing Leagues. We are in the city of Brazelton. We've got a track length of 2.52 miles. We've got a track temp of 95 degrees and an altitude of 956 feet. Ambient temp is 70 degrees, 77% humidity, cloudy skies, and a 4-mile-an-hour wind. We got 12 turns, again, infamous S's in turns 3 through 5, and a steep downhill turn through turn 12. All right, Jay. Right now, we can see everybody who is put a lap down right now. James Pierce again topping the leaderboards in practice with 40 seconds to go. Give us a little bit on what should we expect here tonight at Road Atlanta.
I'm expecting exactly what we saw at Indianapolis. I'm expecting some great battles in the midfield. Track position is going to be key. Pit strategy. When do you guys want to pit? Do we want to shortcut the field? Do we want to shortcut the leader? Do we want to go long? How well do we conserve tires? Playing the fuel strategy a little bit. Maybe stretch it a little longer than the others around you. Being there at the end to get that podium spot. Survival of turn 1, like you mentioned just a moment ago. Getting through turn 1 on this initial start is going to be key. Getting clear, getting clean traction and track position, going into the tough S's of 3 through 5, and then some very tight technical corners like 6 and 7. That's really short, real hard right-hand turns that you're going to be going through there. It's going to be a very interesting opening lap, getting set up for the rest of the race.
There you have it. Very in-depth there. Thank you, Jay, for that. We're going to be going straight into qualifying here. We got Michael Costello ready to go. Hit the track. Cameron Capone. Charles Jackson ready to get this show on the road. Matt Yost also coming into the play here. Let's go ahead and see what these guys are up to. Maybe ready to hit the track here. Zohar Kabani, your lone Mercedes entrant here. Let's see what he could do. Look, this guy was very quick at Road Atlanta. Got caught up in a little bit of troubles there. Didn't really get the finish he probably would have liked. Probably could have gotten one more. But really, one of the only guys to challenge James, the eventual race winner, or the race winner of Indy Road Course.
Yeah, he had a little bit of an incident there with Greg Shaw through turns 8 and 9 at Indianapolis. Kind of lost a little bit of time. Was able to recover all that time lost and still came home with a podium position finish. See if he can do better here tonight and avoid trouble and maintain that track position throughout the evening.
Absolutely. Do you think, with being a lone entrant here, Jay, with the Mercedes camp, do you think it's a little bit harder to be out there by yourself, not have a lot of support with the people that around you, with them not having Mercedes? You think he's in a little bit of a tougher situation than most people out here?
Yeah, I would say so, but I think he has a little bit of a chip on his shoulder, being the only Mercedes, carrying that emblem, carrying it with pride and really quick with this car and really fast driver talent that he has. I think he's got a little bit of chip on his shoulder to prove everybody wrong and show how fast this Mercedes can be.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got Zohar right now. He is leading the pack. He'll be the first one across the start-finish line. We've also got Michael Costello out doing some qualifying runs. Maybe a little bit of an off track there at the moment. James Pierce coming up through or post turn 1 and into 2 and 3. See how good he does there. Keeps it on the track. That's what you need. Need one clean lap to get in. That's going to be... Oh, there he goes. He's around. That's not going to work out for him.
Yeah, we mentioned at the top, those tricky S's, they bit James Pierce there on that lap.
Zohar's so far putting in a pretty clean lap. 3/4 of the way done. Let's see what he can do here. All right, coming down the hill now. Here comes the Mercedes through the last corner and crosses the start-finish line with a 120.0.
Yeah, that's a flyer of a lap there by Kobani. That's going to be a tough one to beat. Kind of setting the trend here early in qualifying.
Here's Matt Yost coming across the line. Let's see what he can do. Brian B puts it P1 right now with a 119.7. Matt Yost not going to be able to log a lap time there. Elliot Cox crossing the line now. Let's see what he can do. He goes P1 with a 119.4. Blake Nave in his BMW coming down the hill into turn 12. Let's see what he can do. He goes P4. Daniel Maddox P5. Here we go. Travis Smith P2 at Indy Road. See if he can put on a good performance tonight. Crossing the start-finish line. And he goes P4 with a 120.1. Here's Jeremy Toon here coming across the start-finish line. See what he can put down. Lap will not count for him. Here's Rafael Santos coming through some of the final corners there. That would be 10 and 11. Now downhill through turn 12. He's crossing the start-finish line. Let's see what he can put down. Rafael goes P3 with a 19.9.
Wow, these guys are on it tonight. Those are some quick lap times. Just goes to show how quick Elliot Cox is in that number 11 car. Wow.
Absolutely. Charles Jackson goes P3 with a 19.8. Here's Travis Smith again coming through turn 12. Oh, he had to hit the brakes there. And he goes P1! He had to hit the brakes in the last corner, and he still goes P1. Wow!
8/1000ths of a second better than Elliot Cox. Whoa, what a lap time here by Travis Smith. And James Pierce goes to the top of the board. 0.8 of a second up on Travis Smith.
Wow, what a lap time by this team right here. Car number 1, Porsche James Pierce with an 18.5.
What a lap by James Pierce. That is incredible.
Here's Rafael Santos again, coming down the hill and through the last corner. Last time he put up a 19.9. Let's see if he can beat that. He does. He puts down an 18.9. Rafael Santos hitting that 18-second mark. Here's Jeremy Toon now. Jeremy Toon. Let's see if this can be the first lap he can get a lap time down in. Coming through the final corner here. It's not going to be a lap time for him. Travis Smith just crossed the start-finish line again. Not being able to best his time there. James Pierce, who'll be going into 10 and 11 here. And then coming up the hill. Then he'll be coming down the hill and into 12 to see if he can improve that 118.5. Coming across the line now. And it doesn't count. We'll see what he can do next time by here. Rafael Santos is coming up the hill now and then down the hill and through turn 12. We'll see if he can put up a time comparable to James here. He's got to find 4/10. And he can't find it. Not that time around. There's Michael Costello coming up the hill. We'll see what that number 52 Porsche can do. Across the line. And he doesn't put a lap time down. Jeremy Toon does. He goes P10 with a 120.4. Here's Elliott Cox here coming through the final corners and up the hill. We'll see if he can put down a good lap time to contend with James and Rafael here. Coming through the final corner and across the start-finish line. Elliott Cox does not improve. Here's Michael Oceans now. Coming up the hill. See if he can get a lap time down that can be comparable. Now coming down the hill. And across the start-finish line. Oh, he clips the grass. It's not going to be it. Unfortunate.
Yeah, he was digging. That was very unfortunate right there in the final turn.
Here's Brian B right now. He'll be coming through the final corner here and across the start-finish line. The 27 Ferrari. Let's see if he can improve his time. And he doesn't. Michael Costello, though, puts up a 19.7 in that number 52 Porsche. Jeremy Toon crosses the start-finish line again. Does not improve. Here's Steven Downton. And the lone Lamborghini tonight. Coming through the final corners and up the hill. Coming through turn 12 now. Crossing the start-finish line. Let's see what Steven Downton can put down. Does not improve. We got Cameron Capone. Let's see what he can do here now. He's going through the final corners in his number 7 Porsche. Grabs a little bit of dirt there. And up the hill he goes. And down the hill and through turn 12. He crosses the start-finish line. Let's see if that counts. It does for a P12. Here's Javon Thompson coming across the line right now. Let's see what he can do. Nothing right now. Michael Costello making it up to P3 in that number 52 Porsche. What a great recovery that guy had. Elliott Cox
is just shy of that 18-second mark, too. Real close to it.
Elliott Cox now coming through the final corner. He's P5 currently. Let's see if he can improve. He does not. Steven Downton coming through the final corner. See if he can improve. He does to P11. Daniel Maddox crossing the start-finish line. Does not improve. Here's Cameron's. He's got one more shot here to put down a solid lap time. Let's see what he can do. Coming through the final corners now. through the final corner and crossing the start-finish line. Cameron, let's see what he does. He puts down a P10 lap time, 119.99. Javon Thompson crosses the start-finish line, and he puts down a 120.77. Currently puts him P14. Currently, your two cars on track. Cameron is going through his cooldown lap. Keep our eye on Javon here as he tries to complete his qualifying run. So far, Javon is the only one left on track. We do have a couple more friends showing up right now. Ryan Mulvey has not hit the track. Tim Henderson also not hit the track. And Nicholas Pressey is... Nicholas just joined us here, so I don't know if he can get a lap time in. It's a possibility. We'll see. 93 car going through the final corners now and up the hill. See if he can put down a better lap time. And through the final corner, he goes and across the start-finish line. Javon Thompson does improve one position. P13 for the 93 car. He's got one more lap that he can put down to try and best that. Javon's got to push pretty hard here if he wants to get into the top 10s. We'll see what he can do. And into the final corners, Javon comes, and up the hill he goes. He's got one last chance to put down a flyer. Javon Thompson now coming through the final corner and across the start-finish line. Does he improve? He does! He goes P9 with a 119.9. Great run!
Hello, everyone.
Yeah, that should be everybody here for qualifying as we're winding it down. 5 seconds to go.
That should be it. Congratulations to James Pierce once again grabbing 2 straight poles there.
Yeah, we only had 2 drivers that hit the 118 second mark there, and it was James Pierce and Rafael Santos. Great lap times by them.
Absolutely. Pierce and Santos being the only 2 to hit the 18s. That's impressive. It's very impressive. Keep our eye on these guys throughout this practice session. All right, Jay. So we've got James Pierce on pole again. We got Rafael Santos, a very close second. What can we see between these two guys is, James' last race really didn't have that close of competition, right? I mean, he had some good competition, but not this close. Do you think what does Rafael need to do on this green flag to keep in that P1 position?
I think it's all about maintaining the gap, getting through turn 1 effectively. We saw last week with James Pierce. Yes, he dominated that race and had a huge lead at the end, but he had a couple mistakes and lost a little bit of time. So I think if this guy, Santos, can keep this car on the track, maintain this gap, execute on pit lane, not make any mistakes, he could be there to challenge James Pierce for the win here later. And then the battle beyond these two guys as well. We saw 3rd through about 9th there, all within a couple tenths of each other in qualifying. That battle for the end of the podium here, too, is going to be exciting. There are going to be great battles throughout this race. Very technical track.
Yes, absolutely. The turns 3 through 5 I guarantee you, will be the most wrecked race cars we will see tonight. So we'll keep our eye on that as well. Hey, we got Dallas Seward in the chat. Good luck, everyone, watching from the sidelines tonight. Dang, Dallas, we miss you. Dallas, thank you for being a great supporter of our channel. Tim Henderson, gotta save the money for a new chassis. Don't want to wreck for a quick lap. I'm not BJ McLeod rich. Hey, does anybody know where that dude got his money?
Spire.
I need to put in an application for a adopted son or something.
There you go.
Thanks, guys, for commenting. Tim, good luck tonight. We'll be watching from up here in the booth.
I think he's taking it as a personal challenge to come from the back of the field.
Hey, that's always
See
fun,
what he
isn't
can
it?
do. Yeah, that's racing right there.
Heck
Lock
yeah.
and app in 45-minute race here at Road Atlanta.
That's right.
Gonna have to make at least one pit stop throughout this race. You're gonna have to survive turn one. We could see a big pile up in a turn one. We nearly saw it last week, or we did actually see it last week, or 2 weeks ago at Indianapolis. So anything can happen. Just got to keep your car on track, keep it in one piece, and get to the finish line. If you can do that, you very well might be sitting on a podium at the end of the night.
That's right, Jay. We've just got under 2 minutes left in warm-up. Who's your pick? Who do you got to win tonight?
Oh, man. I'm going to take that guy in the 65 car. I think he is looking like he's got the pace. I think he's going to keep that thing on track. He's going to keep it clean. I think Rafael Santos is the man to watch tonight. Take this dub.
Absolutely. I'm going to go with this man right here, Travis Smith. Lots of support showing up from people on the video. Very fast last week. If he didn't catch a little bit of bad luck there, he may have had something for James. That's our 2 picks there. We've got just about 1 minute left, and we will be going green flag racing. Here's Ryan Mulvey. He did not put in a qualifying lap. He would be starting from the back.
He's got that Tim Henderson mentality tonight. Let's see what he can do from the back.
Absolutely. We'll see. Here's Zohar, your lone Mercedes entrant. Holding tough there. Doing a great job in running that car. He's also a very good person to choose if you want to win the race. Look, he is so consistent. He had a little bit of trouble there at Indy, but just getting caught up in someone else's stuff there. Not really to his fault, but he rallied back very well. Finished P3. He did a great job that race and just held strong. You know, it's easy for somebody to throw in the towel, but it's hard to stay in it alone. But to come out with a podium finish shows a lot of true grit that this guy had.
Yeah, and executed perfectly on that pit strategy as well. He leaped about 3 guys through that pit sequence, picked the right time to pit, and executed. Great racing by him last week, or 2 weeks ago at Indy.
Absolutely. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we will go straight to our grid. Starting on pole tonight, we have James Pierce in the number 1 Porsche with Rafael Santos in the number 65 Porsche.
Starting third, Micah Costello in the 52 car with Travis Smith in the 69, starting P4.
Elliott Cox in the number 11 Porsche is starting P5 with Brian B starting 6th in the number 27 Ferrari.
Starting in P7, we have Charles Jackson in the 567 car, as well as, I'm not sure who that is. Oh, Blake Nave in the 51 car, starting P8.
Javon Thompson starting P9 in the number 93 Porsche with Zohar Kabani in the number 902, starting P10 in that Mercedes. Starting P11 is Cameron Capone in the number 7 Porsche. And starting P12 in the number 111 BMW, that's Michael Oceans. That is your top 12 for tonight. We are about to go green flag racing here. James Pierce going to be starting on pole, will be leading your field to green. James Pierce, Rafael Santos on the front row. We're going to be going green flag this time by. Got lights out on the safety car. 2 Porsches going to be leading this field to green. Behind them, Travis Smith, Michael Costello, a BMW Porsche combo right there. And then behind them, we see our first Ferrari. That is Brian B. in the number 27 Ferrari. He's got Elliott Cox right on the outside of him. Our next lone entrant is Zohar Kabani in that Mercedes. And then behind that, our lone Lamborghini entrant. That is Steven Downton. Starting starting back here in P13.
We have 19 of the best iRacers in the business in their rigs getting ready to go green as the lights are out on the pace vehicle here. Getting those last second adjustments, getting those hands on the wheel, gripping it real tight as we're going to head to turn 1 to start this 45 lap race here at Road Atlanta, race number 2 of the Formula Proto Touring Series.
We got a good luck R Santos in the chat. He's ready. Rafael Santos starting P2 in that Porsche. He's going to be in a great position tonight to capitalize on anything that may happen to James Pierce or anyone else around him. Rafael putting in an awesome qualifying effort. Definitely one to watch tonight. Again, James Pierce on pole in that number 1 Porsche. We're about to go green flag racing. Ladies and gentlemen, grab your snacks, eat your beers, drink your dinners. We're about to see this one Porsche lead this field to green. Through turn 12 they go, and the 1 car takes off with a huge lead in front of Rafael Santos. Side by side, we're fighting. That is Rafael Santos and Michael Costello. Costello's on the inside. He's going to take that position. Rafael Santos all the way back to P3. Elliott Cox, P4, and Travis Smith. That is your top 5 at the moment. Coming through the S's.
Coming through the S's here for the first time tonight, we single file out as now we see Costello trying to run down your leader Pierce as he grabs a little bit of curve there. He's going to continue to wrap the curbs and try to chase down your leader, who is James Pierce currently. Wow, we're still single file here.
James Pierce getting a good lead, something that he looked forward to here at 7/10 over Michael Costello in that number 52 Porsche. James Pierce continuing to increase that gap. Rafael Santos sitting back here in P3 now. He has lost a lot of time to the leader, 1.6 seconds back, and he's coming under attack by the number 11 Porsche of Elliott Cox.
He's got a rear view mirror full of this number 11 car of Cox. Can he defend? Cox is going to get a great run here, the downhill, heading into turn 10 and 11. Going for turn 12 to complete lap 1 as Cox is digging. He's trying to chase down Santos here, going through turn 12.
Not much more he can do with that position. Your top 5 is still solid here. James Pierce leading this race. Michael Costello in P2. Rafael Santos P3. Elliott Cox P4. And you're looking at the man and the myth, the legend, Travis Smith in P5. Charles Jackson P6. Not Lego Porsche. Brian B, your first Ferrari in the top 10. And P7 right now, Blake Nave having a great battle here with Cameron Capone. Porsche versus BMW. We got the Mercedes back here as well. Zohar Kabani. He's looking to make a good battle out of this.
Wow, you could throw a blanket over these guys. Here comes Kabani. He's looking to the inside of Cameron Capone. He's not going to be able to make it happen here this time. He's going to follow him through turn 7. He's on the charge as he's got a rear view mirror full of oceans behind him. This battle here for P8 through P11 is tightening up here down the long straightaway.
Absolutely, Jay. We got a great battle here for a top 10 position, starting with Blake Nave in the BMW out front. Behind him, Cameron Capone. We're looking on an inside move here. This 7 car puts it in deep on Blake Nave. Cameron Capone not going to be able to make that work. He holds back, and here comes Zohar Kabani behind him. He's going to have an opportunity here, going through the final corner into turn 1.
Yeah, Zohar is going to get a great run here off of 12. He's going to try and set him up for turn 1. He's looking to the inside of Capone. Doesn't have enough of a gap closed there to make a move. Oh, Capone sideways! Oceans! Oh my goodness, we got contact. Oceans into the wall. Capone saves it. Big news. Ocean's going to get that thing whipped back around. He's going to lose a lot of time here.
That is not what the 111 needed right there. Unfortunate, he does grab a little bit of wall. Doesn't look like a lot of damage to that BMW. Not here. Zohar Kabani getting through all that mess. Blake Nave now getting a little bit of breathing room here with that P8 position. Zohar is now coming up maybe a little bit under attack here by Javon Thompson.
Yeah, where did Javon Thompson come from? He's kind of slid through that accident there and moved himself up to P10 as he tries to chase down Kabani. Back up here to P4 with Rafael Santos as he's under pressure here by Travis Smith. The man, the myth, the legend. Here he is. He's battling to get this P4 spot from Santos. What a battle here for P4.
Rafael Santos holding back. Travis Smith here coming down the front straightaway. They just crossed the start-finish line. We are on lap 4 right now. Rafael Santos holding on strong to P4. Travis Smith is your P5 car. You can see P3 right here. That's still Elliott Cox. Michael Costello, though, he's holding James Pierce within a second. As he's doing a great job there. As he continues to keep that up. This gap is just ever increasingly coming down between these two cars. Travis Smith might have something on Rafael Santos coming through 6 and 7.
Yes, he is right up to the bumper here, heading for 7. He's going to close that gap even more. He's giving him a little bit of that bumper business behind him. He's filling up that rearview mirror of Santos. Santos is going to go a little defensive here. He's going to get a great run down the long straightaway. Does he have enough to take the move to Santos? Looks like he's not going to get close to. There he is. He's going to go to the inside. Here, what a move. Here comes Travis Smith to the inside of Santos.
Santos is holding on with the defensive position. Travis Smith, still staying behind Santos here, coming up the uphill and down the downhill into turn 12 now. Travis Smith in the number 69 car, still all over his rear bumper now. Lap 5. Lap 4 has just been completed, and into turn 1 they go. Travis Smith is going to have to wait towards the end of this lap again to make another run at that number 65.
Yeah, he lost a little bit of time. They're getting into the first set of S's here, turns 3. He's going to try and gain that time back here. It looks like the Santos car is a little bit quicker here through the S's. Travis Smith a little better on the back end of the track as he's going to gain a little bit of ground here heading for turn 6. He's still about a car length behind. Can he challenge him here into 6? He cannot. Headed for turn 7.
Travis Smith still working very hard on this 65 car. He's got to get a good exit here to try and get as close as he can to the 65. It doesn't look like he's going to get it to 65, though. He's getting a good draft by this Ferrari. That might be Matt Yost right here. It is Matt Yost being caught up in a very early crash. This is everything that Rafael needed right here in terms of a draft to help keep the 69 behind him. That is of Travis Smith. Rafael Santos holds on to P4 for another lap.
Yes, it looks like we've got a battle here for P6 kind of heating up here between Jackson and Brad B. They're side by side. No, we got a battle here with Toon. Toon just went right by Javon Thompson, moving himself up to P10. What a move by Toon to get by Javon. And now he's legging him. Right off of 12, he's going to pull a little bit of a gap here headed towards turn 1.
Javon might be making a comeback here. Through turn 1 they go. Javon getting to the rear bumper of Jeremy Toon through 3 and 4 and 5. This is very tricky. The drivers run a lot of off tracks here throughout the race. Maybe a little bit of wadding up that might be happening, but these guys keeping it very clean coming through the S's. Now the 50 car of Jeremy Toon holding on to P10.
Wow, he grabbed a lot of curb there. He's going to lose a little bit of ground here to Javon. Javon looks to the inside. Does he send it on in here into turn 6? He doesn't. He thinks better of it. Probably a smart move too early in this race to make that aggressive of a move. But he's going to lose a lot of time here off of 7 to Toon as he continues to hold P10 over Javon Thompson.
Javon Thompson Like Jay said, lost a lot of time there. He might be getting a little bit of Cameron Capone behind him in that number 7 Porsche. These guys are spread out almost perfect for a pretty good draft to be going down these corners. Right now, though, the closest battle we have on track is of P8 and P9. That is Zohar Kabani in the lone Mercedes entrant and Blake Nave in the BMW.
Oh, here comes Zohar Kabani. He's looking to the inside. He's going to try and send it in. Oh my goodness, Blake Nave leaves a lot of opening there, giving him a lot of respect and room as he's going to follow him through the S's as he continues to charge for that P8 position. That is Zohar Kabani.
They're coming through the S's very, very clean. They got Matt Yost in front of them. Matt Yost is a lap down with some early race troubles, but they're going to be clean. Going through 6 and 7 now, possibly Blake Nave in the number 51, trying to get around Matt Yost right now in that Ferrari. So far, not being successful, but coming down the back straightaway, Matt Yost pulls over for them. A great competitor right there, showing great sportsmanship as we now see a battle between Zohar Kabani and Blake Nave.
Wow, we are side by side here down the long straightaway. They're going to nearly make contact there. What a move here by Zohar Kabani. He's going to have to take the outside line here into turn 10. Can he hang it up on the outside? He does. He clears him. Oh, he's going to pull a crossover. Oh. Contact is made. Oh, big contact for Blake Nave into the wall here.
That is not what the 51 wanted. He tried the crossover, made a little bit of contact with the 902 Mercedes, and it just upsets his car too much. He goes around, hits the tire barriers just barely. Not a lot of damage there, Blake. Continue on, sir. We got a good battle here between Rafael Santos again and Travis Smith coming down this straightaway here.
Yeah, as they're running down the number 11 car of Toon. This is the battle for P3. You got 3rd through 5th here. Travis Smith still all over the bumper of Santos, still trying to find a way around him as Toon Cox in the number 11 car continues to back up to these two as this battle is raging on here for their final podium spot. Wow, what a battle as we go down the long straightaway heading for turn 8.
Travis Smith might have a run on Santos here. Doesn't look like it, though, but coming through these final corners. Oh, look at that. The 69 is all over the rear bumper of the 65. He might have something for him coming up and down this hill into turn 12. Here comes the 69 on the 65. Coming across the start-finish line now. Let's see if Travis makes a move.
He is right there on his bumper. Can he make a move into 1? He cannot. He's going to follow him through turns 1, heading for the S's. Not a place you want to be side by side in. He's going to follow him through the S's. We've seen this Santos car, the 65, really fast through the S's. And then Smith is a lot quicker in the faster parts of the track from 7 beyond. Can he gain enough ground to be close enough when he gets to the faster part of the track for himself to make a move on Santos? We're going to have to see as they continue to rage on here for 4th.
Here comes Travis Smith now coming up to the rear bumper of the 65. Let's see what he can do through turn 7. This is extremely critical to get a good run out of this corner to grab that draft going down the back straightaway and make that move into the final 3 corners, turn 10. It does not look like he gets that. As this battle continues on, though, we got a good battle here between Brian B. and Charles Jackson in the number 567 Porsche. He's going to get a good draft coming down the back straightaway.
Yeah, he's going to take this draft all the way to him. He's going to look to the inside here. Can he make the move? We're going to go side by side. Oh, contact might have been made. He's going to clear, or the 27 of Brian B is not able to make the pass as the Lego car continues to move forward, gaining some ground on Brian B.
Brian B. trying to get that ground back to him. Still the closest battle on track right now is between these 2 cars. That is of Charles Jackson in the Porsche, the 567 Porsche, and Brian B. in the number 27 Ferrari. He's making up great time right now as we see a pretty good battle here between Rafael Santos again and Travis Smith. Travis Smith getting up to the rear bumper now.
Yeah, as we're about 2 car lengths here going into 7. This is the better part of the track for Travis Smith, and now he's really close here for the back straightaway. Can he carry this momentum all the way down through 8, 9, 10, and maybe make a run coming off of 12? Can he do it? He's on 1 car length closer. He's going to look to the inside. Santos going to throw a little bit of a defensive line, prevent him from taking it to the outside. He's going to leave him the outside. Here comes Travis Smith. Looking to the outside here. Can he make the move?
A crossover might be happening right here through turns 11. It's not going to happen that time by, though. Travis Smith coming down the hill and through turn 12. Let's see if he's got anything for the 65 car during the front straightaway. It looked like he might. He's not going to take advantage of it going into turn 1, though. Still all over the rear bumper of Rafael Santos. At the moment, P4 and P5. These two cars here.
Yeah, now it looks like Travis Smith took a little bit of a different line there through the S's. He knows how good Santos is getting through those S's as he loses a couple car lengths here in the S's. Santos just got the S's figured out, using a lot of curb, maximizing the track as Smith is going to go real wide there. He's going to try and set him up here in turn 6. As he draws a little closer, gets hard on the brakes. He's going to close that gap even further, headed for 7.
Coming out of 7 now and down the back straightaway, Travis Smith just a little bit further than what he would like to be, a 0.4 seconds behind. Right now, he needs to be somewhere between that 0.3 range to make any type of lunge going into turn 10. He might not get it this time by. He's getting a great draft, though. He's already up to 0.2 seconds. Let's see if he can make a Hail Mary here. Doesn't look like he's going to do it. The 65 does not take a defensive run. And now, going through turns 10 and 11, up the hill and down the hill and into turn 12. Travis Smith still in P5.
Yes, he lost a couple car lengths there. Can he get a couple of those back heading to turn 1? He's still about 2 car lengths back. They're going to follow each other through the turns 1, heading for the S's, as it looks like we got a battle here still brewing on here by Brian B and Jackson. Jackson's still hanging on to that P6 position, but Brian B, he is all over the bumper of him in that Ferrari, using up a lot of track. Can he close this gap? Can he make this pass? It looks like he's a little quicker. No, he's losing a lot of time here through the S's, as Jackson is legging him through the S's.
Maybe a little bit of a misinput there by the number 27 Ferrari. We'll go back up to these guys as the battle gets ever so closer to that P3 finisher. Number 11, Elliott Cox, having to go around the number 10 of Daniel Maddox. That put a huge hurting on him. Rafael Santos is now in striking distance to Elliott Cox, going into turn 10.
Yeah, this 65 car seems to be coming alive here as the race continues on. As he's looking to the inside here, he's not going to be close enough to make a charge at him. He's going to follow him here through turns 11. We're going to set up for turn 12. Can he get close enough to maybe set a run up for turn 1? Going through turn 12 now, the downhill section. The gap between 3rd, 4th, and 5th is all pretty even between each other. As you see Maddox go through the grass back there, he saves it. What a move as we go into turn 1. As Santos is closing that verse so slightly to the number 11 of Cox going towards the S's.
Going through the S's now, you see the 11 car of Elliott Cox take as much ground as he can to try and maximize the amount of speed going through these S's that he's holding. He may be seeming a little bit more out of control, but then the drivers behind him, Rafael Santos is really turning up at the moment in that number 65 Porsche as Travis Smith continues to trail behind the number 65 in P5.
Yeah, as we set up for 7, this is one of the better passing zones. He just wasn't close enough to make this move on Elliott Cox. He's going to get a great run off of 7. He's going to try and chase him down the backstretch here. He's only about a car length, maybe 2 car lengths back. He's closing that gap just a little bit at a time. This is part of the track, though, that the 65 has not shown the pace of the guys around him, but he's got a great run here. Can he take it to the outside here?
Rafael Santos to the outside of the 11, that of Elliott Cox. They're coming up the hill now. The 65 couldn't complete the pass, but here comes the 69 of Travis Smith. Through turn 12 now, across the start-finish line. He might have something for him. Going into turn 1 now, he elects not to do anything. And in and through turn 1, the 69 almost had issues there. The 65 gets loose into the S's now.
Wow, uncharacteristic from Santos. That's one of his better parts of the tracks, and he makes a little bit of a mistake. Travis Smith up to P4. Can Travis Smith run down Elliott Cox for that final podium spot? As he's chasing him down through the S's. He gets a lot of curve there, gets a little sideways, hangs onto it. What amount of driving talent here by Travis Smith as they're heading towards turn 6. He's going to draw even closer, hard onto the brakes. Hard onto the brakes here again in 7, set him up for the backstretch.
Here comes the 69. He's on another podium position here. Right now, Elliott Cox coming under attack by Travis Smith in the number 69 BMW. As they come down the back straightaway, Travis Smith, he's going to set himself up to be in striking distance. Going into turn 10, he's going to be looking on the outside of the 11 car.
We are side by side here at turn 10. Smith does not go extremely hard on the brakes like the 11 of Cox did. He's going to get right up to his bumper, follow him down the downhill section. Here comes Travis Smith all over the bumper of Elliott Cox. And we're going to complete this lap. He's going to get a great run down the front straightaway here. Cox throws a block. Smith looks to the outside here into turn 1. He's not able to make the move into turn 1.
Off the exit of turn 1 now. This battle is really heating up. This is for P3, a podium position, as the 11 car was running wild through these S's. He's grabbing lots of dirt there, trying to maximize every little inch of track that he can. Travis Smith behind him in the number 69 BMW, holding tough through those S's. We know that's not his strong point. His strong point is now. He's ready to take this position through 6 and 7.
He gets real hard on the brakes into 6. He gets real hard on the brakes again here into 7. Can he set up a good enough run here off of 7 to charge down the backstretch at Cox? He is digging. He's about a car length back as we're going to set up for turns 8 and 9 down the backstretch. Can he run him down? Can he set him up for another one of those turn 10 outside moves? Here he comes down the backstretch.
That BMW has lots of straight line speed compared to everybody else right now. It doesn't look like he's going to be making a move. Going into turn 10 now. This 69 holding very tough behind the 11. Maybe not getting as good of a run that he wanted through and off of 7. But coming down the hill now and into turn 12 and crossing the start-finish line. Travis Smith holding on to P4 as he looks to possibly make a move for P3.
He's drawing real close to that rear bumper. He's about a car length back. This is the S's, the part of the track where he has not quite got the speed of anybody else around him, as he is using up a lot of curb here in the S's. Loses a little bit of time here to Elliott Cox. Elliott Cox has got this car figured out here in the S's, running a perfect line. He's going to keep that gap pretty relative here to Travis Smith behind him, who continues to pursue as we're heading here towards turn 6.
Last time by, Elliott Cox pulled a 120.12 with Travis Smith pulling a 120.3. Travis Smith has got to find something to get back up close to this number 11 car to get the run that he needs going down the straightaways. He's losing lots of time now. You got Rafael Santos behind him as well in the number 65 Porsche. He's pulling 120.05s. Right now, Travis finds himself in a Porsche sandwich, and they're both quicker at the moment.
Yeah, as he is going to try and gain a little bit of this time back here as we got a battle. Zohar Kabani all over the rear bumper of the Lego car here of Jackson. They're going to go side by side here into turn 10. Kabani's going to send it in on the inside. He's going to nearly contact his mate into turn 11, Zohar. So Kabani had to let off the gas. He's going to lose all this time as he's coming to pit lane. Pit cycles have begun.
What an absolutely amazing thing that he just did right there. Look, we saw him make contact with another car. He thinks better of it and then pits. We are just 22 minutes into this session, almost halfway, right, Jay? This is a perfect time for him to pit. We'll see how this works out for him as we see another couple of cars coming down pit lane now as well. The number 7 of Cameron Capone, him and that Porsche also coming down pit lane. As we go back to P3 between Elliott Cox and Travis Smith. Travis Smith still pulling slower lap times. Elliott Cox pulling a 119.7 last time by, with Travis Smith pulling a 120.2. Good news is, the car behind him, Rafael Santos, is a little bit slower than Travis Smith with a 120.5.
Yeah, that's what Travis Smith wants to hear, wants to know, is that he has a little bit of breathing room so he can attempt to make a move on the 11 car of Cox as he's going to follow him through turn 10. He's just not had the space to kind of run up and get a good enough run into any of these corners, as he's going to go downhill into 12. He's going to be about 3 car lengths back. Can he set something up here? If he can find something in the S's, that's where he's been the weakest. If he can find a little bit more pace there, maybe he can run down Elliott Cox here in the closing laps.
Absolutely, Travis Smith, he's got to find something to get through these S's. Maybe it's something that he can make an adjustment on when he goes in for his pits. He knows where he's slow. He knows he can make a very specific adjustment. As we move on back here to P10, this is a battle for P9 at the moment between Michael Oceans and the 111. We saw a little bit of trouble that he had earlier, and the number 19 of Ryan Mulvey.
Yeah, what a recovery by Michael Oceans, now battling back for a top 10 position, running P9 as he's going to close up to the rear bumper here, going through the S's. What does Mulvey do? He's going to defend a little bit of defensive line through the S's as we're heading towards turn 6 here. After we get through the final turn here, 5, up the S's and through 5 and 6. And he's going to continue to charge here, about a car length back. He's going to run real wide and try and set him up here in 6.
Michael Oceans setting up the number 19 of Ryan Mulvey up, possibly for a little bit of a run here. His best chance at getting a pass is to turn 10. We'll see what he can do now. Going down the back straightaway, he's got a great draft. He's got a 0.4 seconds in between the 19 and the 111. We'll see with these two drivers in front of them. That's Javon Thompson battling with the number 7 car of Cameron Capone. Cameron Capone now going to the inside of Javon Thompson. Cameron Capone did make a pit stop, so he is currently 1 lap down as Javon continues on with Ryan Mulvey and Michael Oceans behind him.
Yeah, that damage doesn't seem to be affecting that number 19 car of Oceans or the 111, excuse me, of Oceans very much, as the 19 car here of Mulvey continues to hang on to this P8's position, and he's not really losing a lot of time here to Oceans, as he's going to continue to hold about a 2-3 car length gap through the S's. He's going to try and run down Javon Thompson. He can see that position just in front of him as well. So 7 through 9 here, all within a second of each other, battling for this P7 position.
Ryan Mulvey continue to hang on to P8. We'll monitor this situation moving forward. Jay, at the moment, I would like to choose a driver to go on board for a lap. What do you think?
I like it. Let's go on board with the 111 car of Oceans as he contends with or we can go on board with your race leader, James Pierce. Either one, let's do it. I want to pick a driver. Let's go.
Michael Oceans, we are on board with as he continues to chase down Ryan Mulvey. You see going down the back straightaway and into turn 10, a prime passing opportunity for Michael. Still not up to the rear bumper where he needs to be in order to complete that pass, but coming through the uphill portion and the downhill portion. Into turn 12 they go, and crossing the start-finish line right now.
Yeah, as we're going to set up for turn 1, this right-hander, pretty swooping turn. You carry a lot of speed, roll the center, and then you head uphill again as you set up for the S's. You go through turn 2 here, and then you're going to go through the downhill 3 through 5. Very challenging S section of this racetrack where we've seen several drivers have really good pace through here and some not. As he gets through them, not using a lot of curb, not over abusing the tires, as he draws real close to the car in front of him, heading for turn 6.
Coming down this straightaway now, he's looking at an opportunity to try and get something done here going into turn 6. It's not going to happen. Real quick update, James Pierce, our leader, is going down pit road. Michael Costello does pass him. He is your current leader. But coming off of turn 7 now, Michael Oceans does have a good little bit of space there between these two cars. And it's just ever increasing. This is not something that he wanted. He's got to grab that draft and use it. He's got to use it going into turn 10 to get him a slingshot, and it doesn't look like it's enough.
Yeah, as we go right through 9, down into turn 10, the little left-hander, then the right-hander of 11, and then we go up this little hill here under the tunnel, and then we're going to set up for the really deep downhill turn 12 as he hits pit road right behind Javon Thompson. Pit sequences are continuing.
Travis Smith on pit road right now as well. He's currently P7. He was your P4 right? P4? Rafael Santos in P2 right now. Michael Costello continuing to lead the way. Interesting to see what kind of strategy he tries to pull off versus James Pierce. James Pierce cycling out to P4 right now. Ryan Mulvey in P5. He's got Elliot Cox right behind him. Elliot Cox on fresh tires. Michael Costello comes down pit road. Let's see what Rafael does. Rafael, pit road, here he comes. Charles Jackson. Let's see what he does coming uphill right now. 7 seconds behind him is James Pierce. He's coming to pit road. James Pierce looking like he's going to cycle to the lead once again.
Yeah, he executed perfectly here. James Pierce, as he had about an 8 to 9 second lead there before the pit sequence, as he's going to pass Costello, who is still on pit lane. James Pierce cycles back to the lead. Santos and Costello still making pit stops. Jackson's on pit lane. Let's see where Elliot Cox, Travis Smith, and Mulvey all blend in as Mulvey hits pit lane.
Mulvey's in pit lane right now. Rafael Santos, he's coming out. Elliot Cox, here he comes. Oh man, Rafael Santos making up a lot of time on that pit stop. He's P3 at the moment. He's +2. +2 right now over Elliot Cox. A great pit strategy for that 65 car as they continue to duke it out through the S's. The 65 car holding strong.
He's going to have to defend here on these fresh tires here from Cox. Cox is going to challenge him here. Looking at him into turn 6. Can he make a move to the inside? He doesn't. He's going to follow him through. He's going to use the brakes real heavy here in 7 and maybe set up a good run down the backstretch. He draws right up to the bumper here of Santos. Can he hold him off? Can Santos defend the 11 of Cox as we're going to go down the long backstretch and setting up for that real hard left-hander of turn 10 at the end of this straightaway?
Elliot Cox looking to make a move here in his number 11 Porsche. Maybe not going to be able to do it this time around going into turn 10 now. No, he is not. The number 65 car of Rafael Santos holding very strong in that number 65 Porsche as they come down the hill and through turn 12. Jay, I think our biggest loser right now, Travis Smith, all the way back in P5, and he is over 3.5 seconds back from these top 2 cars right here.
Yeah, he was battling Cox earlier before that pit sequence for that P4 as we got a side-by-side battle here through the S's. Cox looked to the inside. It's too narrow through the S's. He's going to follow right up on his bumper, give him a little bit of that bumper business to the 65 of Santos. Cox is going to use a lot of grass there, and then Santos uses grass as well through the S's. Wow, what a battle. Cox is going to have a chance to challenge here into turn 6. Here they come.
A great run so far by both of these guys. The number 11 car, Elliot Cox, as you can see, trailing the number 65. He's going to be real close to the rear bumper now. Coming off of turn 7 now and down the back straightaway. Elliot Cox gets a little loose there. That's not what he needed. That's not going to give him the run that he needed to make a move on the number 65 car. Going into turn 10, we'll see if he can recover as behind him, Travis Smith does not make up much time, only 2/10. And going into turn 10 now, no opposition happening at the moment. Elliot Cox still holding on to P4.
Yeah, as it looks like the 11 car of Cox was really hard on the brakes there, got into turn 10 extremely well. He's going to have to make something happen here this lap, though. He's losing time here to Santos, and that tire advantage is going to fall the other way towards the 65 car. Can he run him down here through the S's? He's been super aggressive and quick through the S's. He's going to charge and get a lot of curb here. He's going to use up all the curb he's gaining on the 65 of Santos. He is flying right now. Can he get up there and challenge him heading towards turn 6, your next best passing zone?
Oh, the 11 Rex coming off of the S's. He hits the wall. Elliot Cox not going to be able to hold on to that P4 or challenge for the P3. He's back to P5. Travis Smith taking control of that P4 position. Rafael Santos off of turn 7 now, holding on to P3. Real quick here, Zohar Kabani had a little crash. Let's see what happened between the 902 and the 567. Going into turn 7 now. A little bit of contact there, and he gets just a little spun around there.
Yes, he was making a great charge through the field was Kobani, and now he lost about 4 seconds there to Jackson. As we got this battle here, this battle has been going on for all race between Mulvey and Oceans. As Ocean finally gets by him, he runs wide. He runs wide. Here comes Mulvey. He's going to try and challenge him. We're going to go side by side here down the long backstretch. This is going to be exciting going down into turn 10. These guys are still side by side.
Michael Ocean just inching ahead at the moment. Ryan Mulvey now takes that position. They're swapping back and forth. Going into turn 10, the 19. The 19 holds on to P9 there. Ryan Mulvey doing a great job to outbreak the 111 of Michael Oceans through turn 10. Through turn 12 now, Ryan Mulvey holding on to P9.
Yeah, it was a little bit of cat and mouse there into turn 10. Ocean stopped better of it and kind of braked a little earlier. He's going to send it in here to turn 1. He's going to look to the outside. Going in the S is not a spot you want to make a pass. You just want to run as fast as you can behind him through these S's and set him back up for turn 6 as he's less than a car length behind. Ocean's still putting the charge and the fight up here with Mulvey here for this P9 position.
Mulvey doing a great job holding that number 111 behind him, but they are side by side once again. Going into turn 6 now, the 19 outbreaks the 111. The 111's going to come back though, maybe looking to the inside, not this time by, but through turn 7, the 19 goes wide. The 111 gets a great apex through that corner as they're going down the back straightaway now. This is a battle for P9 as Michael Oceans tries to get that number 19 car to make a mistake. It's not going to happen. And going down the back straightaway and into turn 10 now. Does Michael Oceans make a move?
Oh, he's going to go offline. He takes a peek to the inside. Wasn't super aggressive on the brakes as you would think he would be, as he's going to draw a little closer here through 11. Now the downhill section. This is where Mulvey's been really quick the last few laps. He's going to leg him across the start-finish line. And he's going to have a good enough gap to defend here into turn 1. As remember last lap, Ocean sent it into turn 1. He's going to try and do it again. He draws real close as we set for turn 2 and then headed for the S's 3 through 5.
These guys still duking it out here, the 19 and the 111. This is your closest battle on track right now. These guys duking it out for P9. Ryan Mulvey still holding very strong through the S's. These guys are pretty evenly matched. I wonder if they're running the same setup here, Jay. Wouldn't that be irony?
Yeah, I mean, they're both in them BMWs looking like they probably do have the same setups. This is where the Mulvey car has struggled. It's through turn 7. Getting off at turn 7, he runs wide again. It's going to open the door for Oceans down the backstretch. He's not close enough, though. He's got to gain some time down the backstretch if he's going to have anything to challenge him into turn 10, as he's about a car length and a half behind here. I don't think he's going to be close enough unless he gets real brave on the brakes into turn 10.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it's going to happen. Not here, Jay, as the 19 holds on to that position, having a great braking performance through turns 10. The 111 of Michael Oceans getting real close up there to his rear bumper, coming across the start-finish line now. He's there. He's on his rear bumper. Let's see if the 111 makes a move on the 19. It doesn't look like it's happening here. Michael Oceans, though, having a great exit off of turn 1. He's looking to the outside. Maybe a little bit of a crossover. Not happening now. Going through the S's, the 111 still behind the 19.
Yeah, as these guys have been pretty even here through the S's. If the 111 of Oceans can stay close enough to Mulvey off of 7, that is going to be his best opportunity to overtake the 19 of Mulvey. He's going to set him up for turn 6 here. He's been real aggressive on the brakes here into turn 6. He's going to draw real close to him. Mulvey goes a little wide in 6. And this is the corner where Mulvey makes the mistake the last couple laps. He doesn't make a mistake this time. He runs perfect. Oceans actually runs wide this time. They're going to continue to fight down this long back straightaway. But this time, Oceans is closer. He might have a challenge here into turn 10 on Mulvey.
Coming down the back straightaway now. Here comes the 111 of Michael Oceans. He's looking to the inside of the 19. He's not going to take it, though. Going through turn 10 now. We'll see if he gets anything. He might get the crossover here going to uphill. And now the downhill. The 111 looking to the inside for turn 12. Not going to happen. The 19 holding on to P9.
Wow, that was a great little battle we saw there. They both were challenging each other on the brakes at a 10. Oceans is going to do exactly what he's been doing. He's going to follow him all the way through the S's as close as he can, maintain that gap as he's looking to the outside. As Mulvey grabs a lot of curb there, Oceans is running clean through these S's. He knows that his best opportunity is to set him up for turn 7. He just has to stay close enough through the S's and then into turn 6 and then be able to use the brakes and then launch off a 7 and chase him down the backstretch and set him up for 10 as well. Here he comes. He's about a car length and a half behind through turn 6 and then headed for turn 7.
Here comes Michael Oceans now going through turn 7. He's right on his rear bumper. This is it, boys. This is the opportunity that the 111 needed. He's going down the back straightaway all over his rear bumper. Michael Oceans knows what he needs to do to get this position. We're looking at just under 7 minutes left. He's got to make this move quick, and he decides not to do it once again as the 19 has better braking performance going through turn 10, going in the uphill and now downhill. Michael Oceans misses another opportunity to overtake this car going into turn 10.
Yeah, and he keeps that gap pretty relative as it's been the last few laps. He's real hard on the brakes here into 1. This big swooping right-hander, he's going to draw real close to him through the S's. Now, can he do exactly what he did last lap? Can he maintain this gap through the S's? Can he get a better run through the S's to set him up for 6? Is he still a car length back? He's going to continue to charge through the S's. He's going to lose a little bit of time there, went a little wide. He's going to try and follow a better line as the Mulvey car gets a little bit of the apron or the curb there. He's going to get a little closer. He's looking offline here for 6. He's not close enough to make a charge. He's going to get hard on the brakes. It looks like Mulvey went a little wide again. Down into 7. Mulvey's going to play a little defensive line. He goes wide. Here comes Oceans. He's looking to the inside here on the backstretch.
Another good opportunity for the 111 to try to get something done here, going down the back straightaway as he goes for his quest for P9. Still within that top 10 range, but Michael wants more in that number 111. Now going into turn 10, it doesn't look like he's going to have much to work with here to try and take over that number, or that P9 position, coming up the uphill now, and now the downhill and into turn 12. The 111 gets a little loose. He loses a lot of time now coming through the final corner. Not much he can do.
Yeah, he is running out of time as we move on to the battle here, as Travis Smith is just getting the pressure applied here by the number 11 car here of Cox as they see Santos just in front of him. This is for the podium. We got under 5 minutes to go. Your top 3 through 5 are right here under a blanket, battling down this back straightaway, headed for turn 10.
Travis Smith trying to hold on to this position as best as he can, but also trying to get that +1, that P3 for the podium. We'll see what he can do now coming through the downhill section. He's got a lot of pressure behind him. And that number 11, Elliott Cox Porsche machine, as he tries to get back to the number 65 car of Rafael Santos. Into turn 1 they go, and the 69 holding on to P4.
Yeah, as Elliott Cox has been really fast through the S's. Travis Smith, we've known all race, has been struggling through the S's. This is where Elliott Cox has his opportunity. He's going to draw real close to the rear bumper here of Travis Smith. He's going to give him a little bit of this bumper business, filling up that rear view mirror of Travis Smith through the S's. He gets through him really well. He's going to try and maintain that gap. He's going to run wide here off of turn 5, set him up for turn 6. He's looking. He's going to have to send it in on the inside with those heavy brakes. He does not do it. He's going to draw real close here through 6 and then into 7. Can he set him up for this long straightaway? He's right there. He's showing him the nose. Can he make it happen here? Heading down the backstretch, setting him up for turn 10.
Here comes the number 11 car. He's trying to grab a little bit of draft there. Now coming down the back straightaway and coming into turn 10. Travis Smith holding very strong onto that P4 position again as he tries to roll up to the P3 and to try and challenge that for a podium position. Coming up the hill now and over through the downhill part and through turn 12. The number 11 car looks like he possibly got a little bit of loose there. That gives a little bit of breathing room to Travis Smith here. We're looking at just about 2.5 minutes left to go in this race, Jay.
Yeah, they've got the world to gain as they see Santos right in front of him. He is for the final podium position. Can Travis Smith put together a couple more good laps here and run down this 65 of Santos and move right onto the podium? Or can Santos hold on to this gap and maintain that podium position? Can Cox put it together here in these last couple laps? Can he get by both of them and still the podium in the end of this race? As we're coming up towards turn 6, we got about 2-3 car lengths between Santos and Smith. Can Smith have anything left in this car to put the challenge to Santos for the podium?
Here comes Smith. He needs to have a really good couple of laps here. We'll see what he can do now. Trying to get this run to get good with a couple minutes left in this race. Travis Smith looking for everything possible to try and get this number 69 BMW to get around the number 65 Porsche in front of him. Last time by Travis Smith, a 120.24. Rafael Santos, a 120.3. He is a little bit quicker, but it's not going to be enough. He's got to find tenths. He's got to find tenths. Now coming through turn 12 and across the start-finish line. Whoa, we got a big wreck in the front.
Was that Maddox in the 10 car? It
is
was Maddox in the 10 car. He's into the wall here on the front straightaway. He's going to lose a lot of time here. Not going still as this battle here for P3 rages on as Travis Smith. He runs wide. He's off the track. He's going to lose a lot of time here. Here comes Elliott Cox looking for that P4 position through the S's. Draws right up to the bumper of Travis Smith. Maybe one of his last-ditch efforts here for the P4. Can Elliott Cox make it happen?
Elliott Cox making a very uncharacteristic mistake there as the 11 now hones in onto the number 69's position. He's ready to pounce. The number 69, all he needs to do is make another mistake, and the number 11 can capitalize on that situation. Coming down the back straightaway, though, it looks like it plays to Travis's favor. The number 11 Porsche gets a little loose off of turn 7. The number 69 can now refocus in on his quest to get that P3 position. Unfortunately, he is just about 2 seconds away. He needs a miracle.
Yeah, he needs a miracle. So does Travis Smith. They both need a miracle if they're going to get on the podium here tonight, as they are losing a lot of time here to Santos. As Pierce continues to lead here, we got 10 seconds left. So probably coming to get the white flag lap this next time by for your leader, James Pierce. Costello runs P2, and Santos currently in your final podium position. As Smith and Cox, do they have anything left to challenge for it?
Here's James Pierce going through 6 and 7 right now. This guy has... Oh, he spins out!
Oh, he's sideways!
He's got a 22-second lead, though, Jay.
I think he's got it in the bag.
I think he's good.
Just can't do that again.
I think he's good.
Goodness. I think he wanted to hype up the drama here as he's coming to the checkered. He just wanted to maybe give the other guys a chance here as he's coming down the backstretch. He's flashing his lights. He said, I made a mistake. It's all right, boys. We got this in the bag. I'm looking for back-to-back wins here to start the Formula Touring Series. Into turn 10, still flashing the lights. Twisted on the side of the car. Twisted driving ability behind the wheel, coming downhill here for the final time through turn 12. James Pierce is going to take the dub here in the Formula Touring Series at Road Atlanta.
Michael Costello coming through the last couple corners there, through the uphill and down the downhill. Michael Costello putting on a great performance tonight. Coming through turn 12, he is going to finish P2. Rafael Santos not going to have any opposition from behind. Travis Smith, here he comes across the line, him and Elliott Cox. Round out your top 5. Zohar Kabani now coming through the downhill. Your lone Mercedes entrant, finishing P6 tonight. Charles Jackson, your P7 finisher. Brian B coming across the line at P8. Michael Oceans and Ryan Mulvey. Michael Oceans did make that pass. Look at that. The 111 does pass the 19. Going through the final corners now, going up the hill. It looks like Michael Oceans is going to capitalize on a mistake possibly by Ryan. We'll go back and look at that. Coming across the line, that is your top 10. Real quick, let's look at this replay. These two guys battling it out all race there. Oh, looks like the 19 got a little bit loose coming out of the S's, and he loses that position.
Wow. Those guys battled hard all race long, and it comes down to a mistake on the final lap for Oceans to capitalize for P9 over Moldy.
what's going on here now? All right. Rafael Santos, your P3 finisher for tonight. Let's go ahead and bring him up. Rafael Santos, this is Thomas and Jay in the booth. You got a copy?
Hello?
How you doing, buddy?
Yeah, I'm fine. I was a little bit nervous on the final because car was really slippery.
Yeah, we saw that. You had a great battle between yourself, Travis, and Elliott throughout the whole race. Really, talk us a little bit about your pit strategies there, and what you found to help you get and maintain that P3 position through the rest of the race.
Well, since it didn't had blue flags, so I think like the best option was to be pitting in the last second. So I waited to both of the guys ahead of me to pit, then I started to count time, and then went to the pits.
Right, so a great choice of a lap there to come in and get your car serviced. Really working out to your benefit here tonight. Congratulations on your P3. Jay, that's all I got for Rafael here. What do you got for him?
Yeah, Rafael, you ran a really good lap in qualifying. You look like you had great pace all night long, great strategy. Who do you have to thank for your performance tonight and how well you ran here in the Formula Touring Series?
I would like to thank Zeke. He was pretty much my teammate all the time. Like, he was teaching me things a lot. He sent me a setup too, so I could test things. And also, I would thank James Pierce, because watching him made me learn a thing or two about the Porsche on this track.
Awesome. Well, thanks for coming out again tonight, Rafael, giving us some great content with lots of speed. Rafael, we hope to see you in the next one.
Okay, I will be there.
All right, that's what I'm talking about, baby. All right, have a good one, Rafael. All right, that was your P3 finisher for tonight, the number 65. Let's go to Michael Costello here. Let's see what he's got to say about his P2 run here tonight. Michael, this is Thomas and Jay in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I do.
Hey, what a great run you had tonight, Michael. Really the only guy who could go out there and run against James or get, somewhat close to him. I know he's kind of, he's a pretty quick guy to say the least there. But nonetheless, you put on a great performance tonight and keeping him in great, striking distance if anything was to happen. Tell us a little bit about your race and, the speed that you brought to the track to compare to James here.
Thank you. Just with speed and everything, my team and I just decided to switch to the Porsche, and that's where really all came from, especially from Indy. But no, just in the beginning when I was running with James, I just had a little bit of a technical issue then, and it just kind of from there it was just a catching game. But yeah, no, that's basically all it went tonight, and just keeping my nose clean and everything.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a very clean race. We saw some great battling behind you two, you and James Pierce. So a great race that everybody put on tonight. Actually, in fact, Michael, we talked about you and James probably the least because you guys were just way out there doing your own deal there. But nonetheless, a great performance again coming out of your camp. The number 52 Porsche surely had a great race tonight. But Jay, that's all I got for Michael here. What do you got for him?
Yeah, Michael, you guys ran a phenomenal race there. I mean, that setup was just on fire. You looked like you were on rails most of the race. Who do you have to thank for your hot start to the season here and your second place finish here at Road Atlanta?
To be honest, I just have to thank everyone at Horizon for, developing a good setup for tonight, switching to Porsche. I'd like to thank ProGuard Warranty for, putting a nice budget in for me this season and real life cars and everything. And I'd also like to thank A14 Management for doing the best job ever, being an amazing management company. And yeah, that's it for tonight.
All right, well there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Michael Costello coming out here to Road Atlanta, finishing P2. A great run. Michael, we hope to see you in the next one.
Yeah, thank you.
Again, that was your P2 finisher for tonight, Michael Costello. Let's go up to our race winner. This is James Pierce. James, this is Thomas and Jay in the booth. You got a copy?
I do.
James, again, another clinic you put on. Still, somebody, Michael was close to you for a little bit there at the beginning, but really towards the end of the race there, we saw you. You spun out in turn 7, but it didn't matter. It didn't matter at all. James Pierce, man, what a race you put on.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. It was, I mean, not my proudest race. To be fair, a lot of mistakes in most of my laps, and it wasn't the cleanest affair I've ever been a part of. But, you know, it was the end result. If you're looking at that, then yeah, it was a success on that mark, and continuing to push forward with those, you know, at the end goals are always what you want to see at the end of the road. But, you know, on my road of development, I definitely need some couple things to work on in that race, because that was not the prettiest affair I've ever been a part of.
This man won by 16 seconds, and he's telling me it's not clean.
No, it's not, you know, a couple laps. I didn't feel smooth. I didn't feel at home in the car. Really don't jive well with this track, it seems, in the GT3s. And you know, I didn't really manage the tires well, and kind of smoked the rears. And although I kept a good pace, you know, kept in the 19s for pretty much almost all the laps, besides a couple of traffic. You know, it wasn't what my proudest moments of those. But no, at the end of the day, if you're coming away with a race win, you can't really be too upset with it. But definitely some takeaways to make some improvements and continue the development in that.
Absolutely. You could always tell a racer versus somebody who's out there, right? A racer comes out here, notices his mistakes, comes out of the race, is very critical of himself, but comes back next week even better. James, that's what I most appreciate about you. You're a true racer. Jay, that's all I got for James here. What do you got for him?
Yeah, James, you kind of taken off here with these back-to-back wins here in the Formula Touring Series. It's been impressive. I mean, you're over here critiquing your work, and you're over here dominating. I mean, who do you have to thank for just an amazing race, and then your performance and the speed you had in your car tonight?
Obviously, I don't know what my team's currently doing now. It seems that we might be in a standstill or kind of stagnant, but no, thank them for the last 4 years I've been a part of them. I can't think of enough. Harry Wells has been a driver coach, and all the guys that previously ran in the PESC and the Peak Antifreeze were kind of mentors for me for the last 4 years. So those guys really kind of brought me up, and I want to thank Kai Dizel, Chase Wilson, and Dan Tenorio. They've been my teammates for a while, but I haven't seen them in a bit. I wish, come back, please. But no, yeah, definitely those guys to thank, and whatever I go forward with whatever teams or whatever what I'm going forward with that, just want to thank my family as well. My grandparents, they're always supportive of me racing, and they always occasionally whenever I'm struggling in the car will bring me a water bottle. My grandma does, so she's a sweetheart. But no, they're super supportive, and they always watch the stream, so I'm super happy with that. But no, other than that, just thank myself for that one. That was that was an interesting ordeal. But hey, we came around with it, so I want to thank myself for sticking through it and keeping the head down and making sure that my mental was strong this one.
Absolutely. Well, thanks for coming out again here, James Pierce. Thanks for giving us some great content, and we hope to see you in the next one.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, that was James Pierce, your race winner for tonight. Jay, again, a great race that we saw here. We saw a lot of great on-track action, but we also saw, again, another dominant performance by James Pierce. Is it surprising? I think that man puts in a lot of work, and whatever he gets out of it, is what he put into it.
Yeah, I thought this was just a phenomenal race. From the start of the green flag to the checkered, we saw just amazing battles throughout. We saw Oceans and Mulvey putting on a great battle. We saw the battle for the end of the podium there between Travis Smith and then Elliott Cox as well as Santos, and they put on a well of a battle. We saw many other battles, different pit strategies. Santos pits early, ends up leaping over Travis Smith and Elliott Cox, ends up taking the final podium spot tonight. And then we saw James Pierce comes out in his post-race interview and critiques his driving, critiques and says it wasn't a perfect race, and he still wins this race by 20 seconds over second place. Just a phenomenal job. Shows the driver talent we have in this series. Just incredible racing throughout. A couple mistakes were made here and there, tight battles and races, but that's what you come to expect here with the Formula Touring Series. Just phenomenal racing, showcasing the driver talent, showcasing some of these tracks, and then these different manufacturers and the speed and the time that these drivers put behind their setups, getting their cars to be as fast as they can and working on their driving craft and putting it all on display for you guys at home. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it as much as I did up here in the booth calling it.
Absolutely. A great mix of words that Jay just put together right there to say, man, that was a pretty awesome race. All right.
Was.
All right. Congratulations again to James Pierce. Guys, I just want to thank everybody who came out here tonight, liked, comment, and subscribed. It means a lot to us, even in the growth of our channel. We've got great podcasts coming out. We're going to be hitting you guys on Tuesdays with those. We got a couple more broadcasts heading your guys' way. Make sure you guys stick around for Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So make sure you guys come on out for the channel for that. Make sure you guys hit up our race highlights as well. There's lots of cool stuff on our channel. Make sure you guys check it out. Also, a huge shout out to Dallas Seawer, a big sponsor of our channel. Thank you very much, sir. It means a lot to us. I also want to give a shout out to the King of Camo. Make sure you guys go check out their channel. They're on our featured. So make sure you guys go give them a like, go give them a comment, or a subscribe. Tell them Dega Boys sent you. Again, thank you everybody for coming out tonight. We appreciate it, and we hope to see you in the next one.